Shalom Akim. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, and salutations to Akim, pushing this word, sincerity and honesty, the whole full leg, Shalom. Let me just check the feedback. This is going to be a quick lesson. The Lord willing is edifying. Just give me a second. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Okay. Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Okay. Let me just zoom in a little bit. And I can work with it from there. Bear with me. The first scripture here is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now these are going into the curses. All right. And the curses came upon the nation of Israel, who are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. One more time, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, which we know we were put in captivity, slavery. Okay, you can't deny that. It's in the history books. Although now Esau tries to take it out the history books, it's undeniable. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. You see the Lord Yahweh, the Most High. Let's go to tools. Okay. Bear with me. Now let's check out the word Egypt. Because the apostles already broke this down. It's not Egyptos. It's Mazrayim. Matazarium. Slakia. In the Hebrew, Matazarium. When you go into the word, you got to go to the root word. All right. Matazar. You get the word besieged, places, defense, fortress, fortified. All right. Now let's go to the word here. Tazawar. And we get besieged, lay siege, distressed, bind, adversaries, assault, bags, beset, cast, fashion, fortify, enclosed, bind up. So when you go into the Hebrew, you go to get ultimately the root word is tazawar, and so you get the word The main word is bind, bind up, besieged, lay siege, cast adversaries. It says here to bind, besiege, confine, cramp, to shut in, to shut up. All right. So let's go back real quick. Back to tools. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. The word there is uh matazarium. All right, matazarium. And we go into the root word, it means to bind, right? Which when we were in slavery in Egypt, we were in bondage. Now scriptures say, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto you. Right, again, into Egypt again with ships. Now, where did we come to slavery by ships? America. Okay, mainly America. Right, and it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So America is that place of bondage. America is that spiritual Egypt. Thou shalt see it no more again. We won't see Israel, the land of Israel. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay. Bondage definition. It's a state of being a slave. All right. Let's go to bondage in America. And you see, it says slave market. If I could zoom in a little bit. It says slave market built in 1762 in Newport, Rhode Island, now home to the Museum of Newport History. So that's the actual slave market that they turned into a museum, Newport History. So like I stated earlier, through the spirit, they try to get rid of slavery, but slavery has such a great impact on making America great. It's impossible to get rid of it. It's impossible to hide, and it's going to be a stain on America and on Esau. And this is something that Esau, the so-called white man, has to pay for. So let me go back to Deuteronomy. It says, and there you shall be sold to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So let's look at that word buy. And no man shall buy. Zoom in a little bit. Slovakia. Make sure everything is. So let's look into that word by. Juana. Strong's H7069. It says to get, acquire, obtain, redeeming his people. There it is. All right. Of the Most High, originating, creating, redeeming his people. Possessor of acquiring knowledge, wisdom, to buy, to be bought, to cause, to possess. All right. So if it says, and there shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. It doesn't mean no one's going to buy you into slavery. All right, because it's just said you'll be bought, you'll be sold. So if you're being sold, then someone's buying you. To sell something, someone has to buy. All right. So that clears up that confusion. So who's selling us? These different nations. It was a slave trade. All right. And we were sold to the Americas as slaves. North, South, Central, Europe. All right. And different nations. It says, and no man shall buy you, meaning no one is going to redeem us. No one is going to save us. And we're slaves till this day. The chains may be off of us, right? But spiritually or mentally, we're still slaves, right? And who has to ultimately who's going to free us? Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to free us. This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 27. O Lord, our God, or our power, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all that great mercy of thine, or according to all that great mercy of thine, and thou speakest. Go up a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit. It says, O Lord, our God, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all that great mercy of thine, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when I didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, right, the children of Israel, no other nation. These laws were given to Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. So we were scattered, all right, and by way of slavery. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. Right, the land of our captivity. All right, and here we are. Wherever we are, mainly America, okay? North America, we're here in captivity, and here we are remembering the name of the Lord, remembering our nationality, remembering the ways of the Lord. All right, mainly all of Israel, but mainly the elect is coming back really to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them and heart and ears to hear. Okay, so the Lord's gonna give us a heart, or the Hebrew will be lab, and lab is mind, a mind and ears to hear, spiritual ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think unto my name. And that's going on right now. All right. So we praising the Lord and thinking unto his name. All right. It says, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. Right? How we came into captivity by breaking the Lord's statute commandments. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. So who's that promise going to? It says, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath. That land is Israel. With an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be dismissed. So, or they shall not be diminished. So at one point, the Lord made us small among the heathens, but now the Lord said he's going to increase us. And that's beginning now, because in the land of our captivity, we're beginning to remember the name of the Lord. All right. And it's only a matter of time before the Lord actually redeems us. And I'll make an everlasting covenant. This is the new covenant. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I gave them, that I had given them. So, right, we've been driven out that land, but now the Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into that land. All right, so yeah, we will have, and that didn't happen yet. Okay, we're not in Israel yet. Let's see what we have here. Jeremiah 16:15. But the Lord liveth. Okay, let's start at 14. Therefore, behold, the day come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, which the Lord brought us up out of Egypt. And it was a great and powerful act that is still spoken about till this day. Movies are made of it. Songs are written about it. Because it was a powerful act. The Lord showed his might in those days. And the Lord's going to show his power again. Jeremiah 16:15. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the North America. That's where the bulk of Israelites, or the bulk of the elect is going to be. The elect of Israel is going to be. And from all the lands whither he had driven them. Right? So this second deliverance is going to be greater than the first deliverance. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel's a good chapter. It says, let's start at Ezekiel 36. We'll go to 24. You can read the whole chapter. It's really good. But let's go to Ezekiel 36 and 24. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. Right? Because 2/3 of Israel is going to be destroyed. But in the kingdom, they're going to be made, they're going to come back, and they're going to be clean. They're going to be righteous. All right? Even the elect will have those new bodies. Low will. I'm part of that number. But the elect will have those new bodies, that new mind, and they'll never sin again. So we all be made clean, clean water, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And ye shall be clean from all the filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Slack it, let me zoom in a little bit. It says, it says, Ezekiel 36 and 26, a new heart also will I give you, going into that new covenant, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. So the word is going to be in our inward parts. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. I will also save you from all your uncleanness. It says, and I will call for corn, and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you, and I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. So the Lord's gonna give us abundance of everything. Food, water, land. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah, Bashim Kakwadash, double honesty, possible Bishop Elsgrave Millstone, and salutations, I can push his word, no sin, honesty. Shalom.